Hey, hey. All right, mic check successful. Hello. How are you doing? It is Sunday. It is the current time. It is the current date. It is time to Factoro. Because that's what I do at this time of the week, at this time of the time. Typically, normally, usually, and currently, yes. I don't know what this intro is. I didn't really think that much. I'm just did not get rest. But that's fine. Let's begin the stuff. 17 minutes before I started the stream, I had a revelation. We've been using cargo wagons as our go-to storage for materials up to this point. And I realized that there's actually another smaller option we could use. Namely, cars. We could take cars and we could... Oh, wait, the game is not showing up. Why is this? Hold on, I will fix this. There, I fixed it. I've realized that we could use cars, like the inventory inside of a car, as an inventory space. Because I've seen in the past, I've seen factories that use cars to hold science packs, and then those cars are placed on conveyor belts and then just slowly move throughout the system, distributing all of their resources to everywhere they're going. And I feel like, yeah, maybe we don't have the conveyor belts, but we still have the cars. I can place a car down, put some inserters into it, out of it, and we've got ourselves a storage container. It's perhaps more expensive than the cargo wagon because it requires engines and we can't build that ourselves. But it's definitely a lot more space efficient. Maybe also harder to align. And not as good for branching out arms around everywhere. But it could work. It could definitely work. They even act as like a convenient little bunker that if biters are attacking, we can just get into the car and start shooting. In case we don't have weapons on our person. A very manual turret. So what were we doing last time? I think last time the big thing that happened is we got up the oil trains and are now making blue science as well as accumulators. We are making a lot of accumulators. Excellent. I definitely want to get the advanced material processing, but that's going to take a while. In the meantime, let's focus on getting some power. We want to fully transition to our new power source, solar. And we have accumulators being mass-produced, but we do not have solar panels being mass-produced. Solar panels require 3 components: copper plates, steel plates, and electronic circuits. And a lot of electronic circuits, too. We don't really have any good infrastructure for that. It's not a problem. It's just a hassle. We've got plenty of steel backlog. Copper plates is enough. I think what I'm just going to do right now is steal all of the electronic circuits from the inserter laboratory and just kind of build the solar panels here. And then also in my inventory. And hopefully that'll just give us a multiple of 8. Then I will combine them with the accumulators I currently have, and we will be in business. Let him go. It's not going to be a multiple of 8, I can tell that right now, but it'll be a decent amount. With a bit of extra effort, we can probably get it up to 32. And that'll be enough for 2 more modules. Good stuff. Just to remind myself what the power output is. 60 kilowatts for one. So that's 480 kilowatts for two. A steam engine outputs 900 kilowatts. And it takes two of these to match my module with one accumulator. Which means that this sort of one accumulator, two solar panel grid equates for one steam engine during the daytime. But because that's not really how that works, there's nighttime as well, assuming that's like roughly half, then it's going to take 32 of solar panels and accumulators together to match one steam engine running constantly. Which is kind of a pain. But as long as we have the steam engine still, then these solar panels are still good to match a steam engine during the day. So it's not that bad. It's a little bad. It takes a whole lot of effort to scale solar panels. But we'll make it work somehow. I believe in ourselves. And we've got enough for one of the two systems, so let's put it down. You can tell the sun's going down because the accumulators are operating right now. No? Oh, were we just at capacity? Oh, we were. Interesting. Why is the entire, like, production flatlined? We are perfectly matching set. Oh, no, it's because the accumulators are charging. That's why. Of course. Once the accumulators are full, we'll see the proper graph. But if we ignore the accumulator graph for a moment... There you go, you right-click it. We can see that things are working quite well. I say, right as nighttime is starting. Well, ain't that just wonderful? And it seems like most of our power is going towards the drills and the assembly machines, which makes complete sense. Alright, the accumulators are now being used. Awkwardly, the steam engines are used before the accumulators, which probably makes sense because accumulators are more in case of emergencies. Though I would still prefer if the accumulators were used first, just because I don't want to pollute as much. Alright. According to my math, we need 4 more solar panels. And according to my trigonometry, we need... I'm not allowed to take from this. This needs to fill up before I can steal. So I'll steal the ones already there. Perfect. And we don't need that anymore. Here we are, we're getting power, we're using it. It's all good. I don't expect much progress to happen this stream, if only because my brain is soup right now. And also because I want advancement. I want the electric furnaces. And there we are. Full power. So this was 16 of them, I think. Okay, so no. This was one. Then we added more, and then we added more while the sun was going down. No. I don't know. My memory of the timeline is different. We got these many solar panels, though. And now peak solar panel usage is... Ooh, look at that satisfaction production combo. Whoa, the steam engines have nearly cut off their entire energy spike. That's not the correct words for that. But the point still stands. Look at that. Immediate jump down to like 1 megawatt, half a megawatt. Beautiful. Solar power at max capacity is 2.9 megawatts, and that is basically the lower end of what we were using on a regular day. Lovely. So are there any problems we need to be problemated about? These are fueled constantly already. I don't have to give them fuel. The only other furnaces are the copper, iron, and stone. We were building walls last time, and we still need walls to the south. Pretty big one at that. May prove tactically feasible. But I also feel like we're getting a good sort of perspective on what our terrain is. Okay. One problem I am seeing is that our mines are kind of running out of resources. At least the iron one, especially. I'm getting mild war flashbacks to the furnace array I made in the original series, which scares me. Because it was beautiful, it kind of worked, it was a monster. And it was an absolute drain on our electricity. Completely unsustainable. But it worked. What more do you want? Advanced material processing is going at a steady rate. Not instant, but it was at like 3% when we started, and it's at 30% now. It's been 15 minutes. So we can expect it'll be done in like a half hour. So that's just how much I gotta stall until. I'm replacing you with a fast inserter, just out of pride. Actually, I would like to explore the feasibility of making solar panels here. Because what do I need for solar panels? Copper plate right there. Steel right here. Electronic circuits right there. I can do this. Well, I can't do it like that. In fact, it doesn't need to be iron. Or it doesn't need to be steel. I can just get iron. Where is the iron? You're supposed to be the iron. But you're empty. Why are you empty? You're probably empty because all of it's being stolen by this thing. And the factory as a whole, which... bad, but inevitable. So let's take him from here. Okay, getting it from here is a problem, which can be solved by smelting it here. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Mischievous laughter. How's that for reversing the polarity? Diabolical. But undoubtedly effective. It's going to be slow. It's always going to be slow. But it's going to be working. And you know, it gives something for the advanced electric circuit to do while it's backed up and doing nothing. You know what? I've got some spare resources. Let's overdrive this thing. With solar panels automated badly and accumulators, we now have an infrastructure that will grow itself. Our power capacity will gradually increase. Its increase is now a function of time with a bit of a discrete component of when I remember to do it. It says the steam engines are not being utilized all that much. The solar panels are almost enough to make them completely unnecessary. That said, in the nighttime, they are certainly necessary. But if we can get solar panel usage, or like production of energy, to about double what it is right now, then that plus the accumulator should have us fine for the nighttime. Maybe a little extra than double. And it'll save all the resource draw we have on making coal go to that. Additional solar panel capacity after that will allow us to remove coal supply to the furnaces, and everything will start just snowballing into efficient. I hope. Look at that, we have 11 already. No, I'm not surprised that iron is our bottleneck. Iron is required in almost everything we have, and it's being split off in awkward ways because we don't have real splitters. Perhaps I was a bit overzealous with the iron usage, because it appears to be bottlenecking the entire factory. Gonna try and mitigate this by sourcing the iron for steel from somewhere slightly different. That way it'll come from here. Like from this iron line, which is hooked into the actual bulk storage of iron. Make you a fast inserter. This is almost a good idea. Plastic train is looking good. It's about halfway through its capacity of crude oil. This is running nicely. The water transportation system seems to be holding steady with supply demand. The demand of supply is what I meant there. More solar panels. Ah, we're at 16. Perfect. Let's go put down the next cell. Alright, while I'm here, I ran out of long-handed inserters. Let's just get some more. Once this thing reached capacity, it's actually a very nice system. Do we have room? Barely. Look at that power. Steam engines are at max usage to fill up the accumulators, but it looks like they already did. The steam engines are effectively off. Okay, they're slightly not off, but they're basically off. Controversial opinion, we don't need these two engines anymore. Sick of that engine, that power pole having a health bar. We are just barely making the steam engines irrelevant. Very curious to see what this will do at nighttime. I think the accumulators will pick up the slack. The iron's running out. Classical problems are showing up some more. Actually, we're running out of iron just broadly across the factory as a whole. Our consumption is not matching our production. And several of the drills are running out of iron to mine. We always have iron in this giganto buffer over here. But how do we take advantage of that fact? Now these are clearly not using the iron to full capacity. Like there's more iron than it needs. So I'm going to pull off iron ore from this machine and put it into the supply of the iron going up. This will ensure that there's no iron shortage due to any like resource clog. Like the drills stopping won't stop the iron from coming in. It'll now just be a matter of throughput. And since pulling out of the cargo wagon will always pull in increments of 2, that should make the inserter throughput a bit more reliable. That said, this drill is not stopped from about to being run out of English self. This drill is about to go dry. I'm just going to sit here, wait for the remaining 16 ore to be drilled out, and then we'll take it. And dead. Congratulations. Oh, that's another drill off the line. Is there enough iron ore being brought in to justify a fourth steel furnace? No harm in trying, I guess. Yeah, it seems to have. Well, maybe it's a rounding error. I don't know. The backlog in the factory of iron has gone to 0. Blue science is barely being made. And the bottleneck there is engines. The engines are bottlenecked because all of its iron is being taken to be used in the solar panel production. Unfortunate. What would a solution for this even look like? More inserters, like a second line of inserters? Replace all the long-handed inserts with stack inserters? That would be very expensive. Weirdly enough, it seems that this furnace is... Okay, it's not keeping pace. It's a little slower. Spaceship is operating normally. Yep. That's looking pretty normal. When I think of a spaceship operating at a normal capacity, that is exactly what I imagine. That's just what it means for a spaceship to be normal. I'm running out of distractions for myself. Casual reminder, place is operational. It's at the top of the screen. You can do stuff with it. Still using the placeholder name. Still haven't thought of a better one. Or still haven't made official another one. By comparison, how's the copper supply? Seems bottlenecked a little bit. Bing, bang, boom. Super looking forward to a few... Oh, wait, it's nighttime. How's the electricity going? So, the steam engines go to full, then the accumulators fill in the gap. The max capacity of steam engines is now higher than... Or the max capacity of the solar panels is now higher than the steam engines during the day. Which is probably because I removed 2 of the steam engines. It's kind of cheating. But... It's close. It's close. In order to keep with electricity usage, we need one or the other right now. It's like either the solar panels are being used at full capacity or the steam engines are. With a little buffer here where the accumulators get recharged. If we can make that buffer nothing... Well, I guess that's not really a equivalent use case. Remove the accumulators from the consumption graph. Doesn't really tell us anything. So what we know is that our main power draw is the mining drills and the assembly machines and the inserters. And then the radars, interestingly enough. Radars are expensive in the long run. But you know what they say, knowledge is power, and power is made with solar panels. I forgot the equation for power. I only really care about like current and like voltage and resistance, like more circuitry directly. Power is more of a storage thing, and I don't really... That's not my field. I mean, you know, electric engineering is not my field in general, but... Yeah, I'm just saying. Hey, a little buffer, never mind, it's gone. Yeah, blue science is still staggered. I'm going to... How many 14. I kind of want 2 more. Then I'll just declare the official doctrine of good enough. And to that end, I am going to... just cut off the electric circuits going to the solar panel supply. And hopefully that'll redirect a lot of the blue science toward, or a lot of the iron towards the engines, towards the blue science. There. Then I will... What's stopping you from making more stuff. Batteries, which is being bottlenecked by iron, and the iron's being bottlenecked because I stole it all, and I'm continuing to steal it all. Anyway, 16 solar panels. Oh, wait, no, I only want 16 of those. Another solar module to put down. This is a very relaxed stream. Very just, factory tending. The factory must grow, as we all know, but it can grow at its own pace. Now would be a wonderful time for cliff explosives, which we have not even researched, I don't think. Have we? We have. I suppose I can't craft it on hand, though. Wait, no, there it is. I need explosives, and for explosives, I need water and to use a chemical plant. Figures. No matter. Just barely not enough space. I fix. Ah, that is, place? It's kind of like place. There are a few channel point redemptions that will change the colors of those pixels to whatever you want based on a color code. Yeah, like our place. So, like, there's this color code that exists that can... It's like, you give it a number, you give it a letter in the channel redemption, and it'll change the color to whatever it is. So, like, this is the code right here, through blue, green, yellow, red, those letters. So, yeah, it's our place. Nice little thing, consistent between streams, though mostly only the Sunday ones. I am turning the key off because it is hiding the star, and I like seeing the star. It's nice and geometrical. How's electricity? Electricity is looking good. Steam engines are still being used, but that's going to be inevitable as long as they exist. They have priority over accumulators. The factory must always grow. It is a truth of reality. Welcome to the fact that I have no transport belts, or chests, or pipes. Yeah, you may have noticed the title. We are beltless, we are pipeless, we are chestless. These are all true statements. Which means not only do we have to use barrels for liquids, we have to use inserters to move barrels for liquids. This is the mayhem. No chests, too. We have to use cargo wagons. And, for the most part, things are going alright. I ain't winning any speed runs, but I am winning. Look at what I've had to do for mining setups. This is absurd. No transport belts means you can't do the easy mining setup. So I'm putting them in cargo wagons to be inserted over. We've had to invent like an entire new branch of inserterology for this. Why are you a regular inserter? Go fast. Our throughput for anything is horrendous. Inserters are so slow. This is a minimalist factory using maximalist arms. Here's... Oh, you can't see the science. It's half off the screen. Off the map. This is our science. We are using the spaceship as a chest. And just inserters to all of the... You can kind of see sort of the modules here. We don't have the throughput for a main bus. And we don't have the transport belts for a main bus either. So we just have these sort of modular extensions. I'm proud of this, but in like a grotesque what have I done sort of way. You ever notice how like the rocket ship, despite being crashed on the planet and very destroyed, is listed as being operating normally? I think it's funny. That is a very normal spaceship right there. Very functioning. I'm stalling. I'm just waiting for advanced material processing so I can replace all the furnaces. I should probably actually do something. Actually, no. I'm going to stall more by going to the... Any train about to leave for the oil station? No. But radar is in oil station covered, so I'm going to show you this. This is our oil. Every single pump jack leading into a barreler, which is then inserted into the train. So the trains, and this is perhaps the thing I'm most proud of, they're all full of empty barrels. So a train full of empty barrels will go to the oil station. All of the empty barrels will be unloaded, filled by all of these individual pump jacks, and then put back onto the train as full crude oil, which will then be taken back to whatever respective station it goes to, unbarreled directly into the refinery, and then into regular chemical processing. Chemical processing needs to be close to water because we need to insert our barrels back and forth between the water barreler and the emptier, which then also have to be bolted onto the side of the chemical plant directly in order to operate. I love it because it's like mandatory spaghetti, but there's no transport belt, so it's not even spaghetti. It's like lasagna because it's like the wavy arms. Here's the thing. I've done the math. Advanced oil processing is impossible by the rule set. In order to get around this, I plan to... Well, hold up. So, like, looking at it physically, if we go directly into barrels, we can't fit the middle inserter. Like we can't barrel them directly because we need 3 assembly machines that are immediately in the way. So this middle one, which is I think the light oil, can't reach. I did, however, think that possibly if we used chemical plants on the sides, we could then barrel this. But this implies that we need to use the petroleum and the heavy oil immediately. I also don't know if they can be used in a way that has, like, water on opposite sides, because I think it might have to be the same side. So in the event that nothing of that nature works, my plan is to just have... Like, even if I can't use pipes, I'm still going to allow myself to use the electric pump exactly twice per oil field so that I can just pipe it to there. Because the electric pumps are kind of like, pipes have the same sort of rules as transport belts. You can just place them, they can turn arbitrarily, they cost no power. These require power, it can only go in one direction, just like inserters. They're the pipe inserter equivalent, so I think that's okay. So this is what our advanced oil refinery is going to look like, assuming I can't get the chemical plant to work. Which, you know, still looks like a monstrosity. I fear it. This will work in the nature that it is physically possible, but I'm afraid of it. The convolutions of barrels in and out are going to be a monster. And I tried to check. Advanced oil processing is actually required to beat the game, because you need light or heavy oil to make rocket... Not rocket fuel, but like the... Well, yes, rocket fuel. I was like, what if we just always use petroleum, never use light or heavy oil? Is not possible. Because this needs rocket fuel. And rocket fuel needs light oil. We got steel, we got stone. What do we need for these? Advanced circuits, we'll have those. Kinda. Have I even researched cars? I have researched cars. As someone who's never used flamethrower wall defense, just spammed lasers and repairs, that does seem like a good idea for someone who is actually using flamethrower turrets. Oh, right, I turned off solar panel production. They were cutting into our blue science. I mean, they're still cutting into our blue science, but less egregiously. An important implication of the chestless requirement of this challenge is that I will not be able to use logistics bots either. We will never be safe from the inserter hell. That is actually a good idea. Using robo-transported barrels for liquid transportation to, like, discrete locations is actually pretty smart. %, on advanced material processing. I'm just gonna steal as many advanced circuits as I can find. Give me that. Give me that. I am actively hindering the production of the science by doing this. This is self-sabotage. Also, I just need like one more. Thank you. I mean, I would like the science. I want electric furnaces. I don't like hauling coal everywhere. I just want to haul it some places. Hurry up, will you? This is not a peaceful world. This is a normal world with all normal settings. I've just built large walls. I've cleared out everything in advance. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Now what? We could get the advanced oil processing, begin the long march into oblivion. What actually benefits us right now? Laser technology, always good. Get laser turrets, actually have some defenses. Stack capacity bonus will only really matter once we can get the normal one stack bonus, which is like number 7. Far too late game. Substations, always nice. Maybe something... Maybe just a gimme technology that doesn't require blue science, just so it can back up a little. Meanwhile, how are we going to use our new electric furnaces? The easy answer is just swap out the ones here for electric, and then the coal just goes to the plastic. But that's not really our bottleneck anyway. Our bottleneck is ore. We just need a lot of furnaces, period. So, let's do this. We get 2 mining stations here. This will get us 16 iron, 16 drills worth of iron. Make a giant furnace array and just smelt it all here. That'll work. You're empty. You are not yet empty. Cargo wagons. With exactly 2 rails, you can pixel perfect align a cargo wagon without using like an entire station setup. Landfill. right, these rails. Here we are. Then I want 8 more drills. 6. 7, 8. A few hundred. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, skilled master mega base builder. I've beaten the game like once or twice. Though I'm a lot more patient than I think most people who build a factory. Like, I just sort of let a slow process go. And also I restart way too much. Oh, if you count every single rocket launch, even on a single world, then I've beaten the game several times. I've had at least one factory that was properly producing rockets, making the space science. Okay. Now that's mining. Now, furnaces. Actually, this is the best save I ever had. Playtime 135 hours. Rocket launched several. Save that. Let's load that for a second just so you can demonstrate this. Ah, right. Technology. Yeah, this is the best I've ever done. Here's a rocket. Just one rocket. It's launched a few times. 24 times, apparently. Nothing too fancy. Nothing... Certainly doesn't qualify as a mega base in any meaningful way, but I liked it. Big fan of trains. Just make a big train network going everywhere. Good stuff. Anyway. Oh yeah, here's the, here was the previous attempt at this. We're technically on season 2. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've forgotten a lot of things. But we've had some nutty constructions. This is the furnace monstrosity from last season. An absolute monster. Throughput with inserters is not something to be trifled with. The power draw on this thing alone from the stack inserters is like the biggest draw to the factory's power supply. It's absurd. like 14 megawatts when it's in full operation, like 10 megawatts under normal circumstances. And this is just for one. I was gonna make another for copper. All right. I'm going back to the actual Canon series. Yeah, that's what we're trying to live up to. We're trying to surpass that. Actually launch a rocket. We will go beyond. One of going beyond is get more. Where'd you steal it? There you go. Better armor. We're gonna want that modular armor at some point. That'll give us power and ability. First question. I'm completely blanking on the ratio between mining drills and furnaces. I know it's some 2/3 ratio system, but we keep doubling the production of these things, and I forgot what it is. Let's see here. Half a second crafting time for... No, that's for the furnace itself. Where's my recipes? Here we are. 3.2 seconds. So 3.2 seconds made in steel electric furnace. It's 1.6 seconds because we're using the double. But we don't have to care about that. 3.2 seconds for that. You are digging out a thing every... some number. Half per second. 1 every 2 seconds. So 2 seconds going there. I think it's 4 to 3. That's not actual math I'm doing. I just stopped bothering. But I think it's 4 to 3. This is pure vanilla. An absolute vanillian experience. If it's 4 to 3, then these 6 will manage half the factory. So let's do it. Okay. You. Answers are being belted up via this line. They are horizontally displaced from the inserter line. Perfect. Wait, this is one further back. Need more copper. Hello, copper train. I'm stealing copper from you. Now, these furnaces are helping to supply the factory. This is technically doubling our throughput, but it is not actually doubling our throughput because inserters have no throughput. That's their secret. Fortunately, the rocket is large enough to accommodate. Starting to regret not going for substations. Now we're playing with power. Speaking of power, how is power going? We are... Are the accumulators charging? Yes, the accumulators are charging. Okay. That's not good. I mean, it's fine, but, like... That is a power draw. I may need to restart solar panel production. Oh, yeah, especially if they're charging throughout the entirety of the day. Yeah, we need more power. We need more everything. We always need more everything. Facto life and Factorio. Which means we need to jumpstart the... I actually removed 2 steam engines earlier, trying to make a point that the solar panels were working. But I probably should have just kept them. Oh yeah, here's something fun for you. How do you think we bathed out the steam engines without using a pipe? Answer. Use a boiler. Can you barrel steam? No, but that would be funny. Yeah, power's fine. It's already weird enough that you can put steam on a fluid wagon. Weird enough that you can, like, vaguely store steam without it cooling off, but... I guess putting it in a barrel would just go too far. Alright, we're full on accumulators. That means that this is no longer a power draw to the factory, and by power draw I mean resource draw. I'm going to... turn on the solar panel assembler again. Why do you have nothing? Oh, because you're full. Wait, why are you? Oh, right, you're full because we're not doing anything with blue science right now. Excellent. You do think that, though that would just go into the main problem that Factorio has always had, which is fluid mixing in pipes. Unless you're saying like the entire thing would just suddenly convert to water at once, in which case that'd be pretty cool. I guess there are multiple ways to do it. Ooh, portable wait, hold on. We have modular. I was blindly researching. We do have modular armor. Oh, this is great. I'm getting some right now. Well, I'll get to something to use it with first. I wasn't paying attention to what armor I was researching. I completely expected that modular armor would require blue science. I didn't think I was that modular yet. Give me that. Give me this. Give me those. Give me that. Let's ransack the entirety of the chemical science production for more red circuits. Sit here and hold F. Panels at 6, need 10 more. 7, need 9 more. Four more of these. Maybe I could steal some engines. Because I know I am using the cargo wagons as storage, but I could also use cars. You know that system where you have the cars on a transport belt that goes around the science to distribute all the science packs to the labs? We could do that, but without the cargo, without the transport belt. Just have cars placed in places as chests. Okay, there's our... There's our modular armor. If I can get rid of the light armor I've been using this whole time. They are certainly more compact. But there is an advantage to cargo wagons in that you can sort of... So, the important thing to know... Here's inserterology for you. The biggest loss from using inserters over transport belts is the lack of underground belt. Inserters can cross over each other, but only to a point. Regular inserters cannot cross over each other at all. Like, you try and put one that's perpendicular to this, it ain't gonna work. Long-handeds allow for 4 unique channels in this sort of 2x2 square of movement. Nothing can cross this, but you can have 4 different items on these tracks. Every single other inserter is just a displacement of these 4 alignments. So, for instance, if I wanted to, if I had, like, these 2 lines going horizontally, I would need to make sure that this inserter line is offset vertically from that one to go upwards. There is no way to change the alignment of an inserter line using only inserters. Like, you think, oh, you maybe want to do a small-handed inserter to move over. That will not work. So, for instance, if these 2 are aligned, but you want to, like, swap over to the other side, long-handed inserter will block the inserters here, so it will not work. A short-handed inserter will invade the line. Moving over horizontally and doing the same thing, you're putting an inserter over an inserter. You can only do one of those. And short-handeds will drop it on top of the inserter as well. So you can't cut over. So the physical displacement of your inserter lines is very important. Cargo wagons, being so freaking big, is a way to get around this, because you can have like individual slots of a cargo wagon dedicated for a certain ingredient, and then like, you know, inserters can go in arbitrarily anywhere and then can leave arbitrarily anywhere. And because it's so big, you can arbitrarily pick the alignment when you exit. That's why I started using it in the first place. And also because we needed chests at all. For instance, I'm using this to extreme effect down here at my inserter factory. Everything on this train car is filtered and goes into this car, which is just a bunch of filtered slots, which are inputted, then outputted and re-inputted to each of these 4 factories to build all the inserters in one convenient cargo wagon. If I get closer to it, you can actually see the filters in place. Meanwhile, the modular armor is done. I will now equip it. Hey, look at that. More inventory space. So yeah, here's the filters. Each of these are particular ingredients that are either part of this factory or a sub-factory as part of this machine. Then they go in here. I've put the unused spaces as just pistol. So all the iron, the gears, and the electronic circuits will go in here. They will be outputted to the individual assemblers that require them, which will make the inserters that go back in here. The regular inserters will then be pumped back into the long-handed and fast, and then the filter will use the fast inserters to make their own. Nice little micro factory, little micro mall. Gonna make more of those. One for power, one for assembly machines. It's gonna be great. Oh, we're full on iron. That's new. Will not be the case the moment I start researching something with blue science, but happy it's the case right now. We need more. We need more engines. Belt immunity? Completely useless for us. Let's get night vision. Alright, we got 3 here. As you can kind of see, the pipes and gears are on the same alignment, so we need to be careful. But we can change that alignment by using a long-handed here instead. Now, this is the alignment. We can then put and one forward, because they all have to be on different vertical spaces in order to be all put into the assembly machine. We put one there, one there. So short, short, long. Then take that, take that, take that. Short, short, long. Give power, give life. Make an engine, make an engine. Long-handed, long-handed. We are good. Coal used for again? The coal is used for plastic. It's also used to fuel the train. All right. I can't remove the coal line entirely. Just the parts it branches off for furnaces. Beautiful thing. A factory working. Oh yeah, let's build the solar panels. We need solar panels and advanced circuits. Oh, 3 advanced circuits. Solar panels are going nicely. Okay. One of those. Think. We're gonna need battery as well. Put the accumulators back in. Make sure the battery backs up. I don't even remember the recipe for battery. 5 battery, 10 steel plate. Okay. One of each should be good enough. Accidentally wiped the chat from my personal chat view. Oops. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like I missed anything. Looking at my stream preview. Oh, right. I wanted the accumulators for... I have 10. Okay, night vision finished. Get the battery. Night vision requires more advanced circuits. Let's get that. We are going to build ourselves some modular armor with the very important use of it makes us go better. Where's the leg? Oh, leg requires advanced auto right, because it needs the electric motor. That makes complete sense. I'm unhappy about it, but it's justified. Well-reasoned outrage. Well, I've got the batteries I need. Let's, So it's 16. These are making more. It's something. Further. Oh, a cliff! I didn't account for this. Oh, great. I mean, there's no reason these have to be directly next to each other. I just like it for convenience. Put it down here instead. Does that fit? Tell me that fits. It do not fit. Fortunately, we did actually purchase landfill. Wherever it is. I have no stone? I can't just have no stone. I need stone. Give me that stone. Here we are. One landfill. Oops. One more landfill. Subtle landfill. Oh. Oh, I've separated the solar panels are not currently connected to the rest of the factory. Oops. There we go. Ooh, that was almost a mess. Anyway, it looks like the solar panels are functioning good. I think we're short on copper now. Kind of makes sense. Given our... Oh, wait a second. The drills are going dry. There. That'll put it back to throughput level. Personal battery finished. Excellent. Now, let's get something ambitious. Let's get substation. Love me a good substation. Let's also build me a battery. Love me a good battery. There, it's charging. No idea what the personal solar panel to personal battery ratio is. But now we should have night vision. Make things easier to see, hopefully. Not for me, but for you mostly. I can see it a bit better than the stream visuals give. There it goes. See if that runs out of power before the night's over. And it seems like we have enough solar panels for another round of power. We may need to put this particular installation just arbitrarily elsewhere. Putting it off to the right should be fine. Of course I do this in the middle of the night. Here we go. Steam engine's still at full. When's that gonna stop, huh? Where's it going? Oh, it'll probably stop when the accumulators are full. And the accumulators are gradually becoming the primary energy input. Yep, there they go. Rising. Solar power is now increasing the height of the graph. And the accumulators are full. Steam engines have gone to idle. Yeah, that's very idle. I think we just barely make it to peak usage. And just barely the steam engines are brought into service. I think during the day the solar panels are basically breaking even. Which is good. Gotta say, the factory is running smoothly. I'm happy with it. I think we need to transition to a bit more mall-centric. Like, I want more advanced circuits, just used generally, because we need them for additional things. So I'm gonna build another trio. and do this sort of dance here. But I'm going to put it below the factory. So, for here, copper's going to go in there. And copper wire is going to do its thing. And plastic has to go in there. The circuit, which needs the iron. The iron being here. Eventually. Actually, no, it will be here, I've decided. Then provide power to it all. And then we take the rational and obvious choice of building an entire car. Slap it there. What are you missing? Ah, yes. Of course. Oh, I found a problem with the car. They don't have any, You can't filter their inventory slot. Well, actually, you might be able to filter it, but you can't limit. There. Now we have a quick and convenient source of advanced electronic circuits for whatever needs we may need them. Separate from the one that is used in the factory for science. That said, though, we are still using the inputs from the factory of science to make it. No big deal. But this will be our personal production supply so that we can make things like steel furnaces and stuff. Our electricity is rising in our battery pack, which means that one solar panel is enough to power one night vision goggle. I suppose it shouldn't be much of a surprise. Welcome to day, legally. 15, one more, requires 4 electric circuits. Put them in there myself. Wait for it. Boom. Oh, I'm out of medium. There we are. The only reason the solar panels are being put into use is because the new accumulators. Now we're at baseline. This was the old peak. Added to that peak is something that's just barely above. The steam engines will kick to life every once in a while. Main power culprit is still the drills. But now the inserters have outpaced the assemblers, probably just because we're not at full assembly capacity. Substations are about to finish. Substations have finished. We could get low density structure, useful for currently nothing. I'm just gonna stall for time more. Ooh, let's get lab research speed. Well, lab research isn't really our bottleneck right now. It's the literal production of science. Stronger explosives. Ooh, the south mine is starting to run out of resources. That's empty. That's empty. That's 15 away from empty. You're empty. Since we have the availability, let's make more steel furnaces. It's 4-to-6 ratio. Or I think 8-to-6 ratio is the smelting efficiency. Which means if we suddenly betray the cause and send the inserters that way, do this, we will have incurred no lost production. But allowing us more space to move iron. And I do want more steel. How do I want to do this? Acceptable. Two, three. Out of long-handeds again. I suppose they're the one I use most often. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three. Sneakily go this way. And with that, we build a cargo wagon here with all of the iron that I don't have but can get easily because I'm in an iron factory. And behold, something that almost works. And from here, we just output as we always do. There, an iron buffer. I think this actually has the opportunity to work quite well. Except I am running into the too many buffer situation. Maybe I do want substations immediately. We've researched them. Let's build some. Oh yeah, that's some good coverage. More. Get rid of all this. Beautiful. Stronger explosives, always nice. Yeah, let's never research belt immunity. If I can remember to never research it, I will. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm happy about this. A lot more reasonable of a smelting array than the behemoth from before. Then, in theory, we can do this anywhere. And then a train can just come in, swoop in, bring the iron somewhere else. It seems like exactly these smelters are having a throughput problem. I can fix this. I fixed it. Oh, look at those advanced circuits. We can make so much stuff. Advanced stuff. What is the copper output look like? 274,000 versus the 118 here. There is plenty of copper here. If we took our blueprint and rotated it sideways, we could fit 2 here. And we could make a very similar setup to the iron one we just made. These are all things to consider. But also consider, I've been streaming for 2 hours on a day where not much has happened. I think I'm going to take a rest. And end things right now. I'll let the game keep running. Get that nice ambient background noise. But I'm going to go. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for existing. This is an important milestone for me because a random person who I don't know showed up and inquired about the cool pixels at the top of the screen. This means it's compelling and interesting for people who don't already know about it. I mean, granted, the person who showed up did not actually use it, but they had no channel points to start with, and I guess they just didn't care. Cared more about the game, which is fair. That's the main entertainment here. You know, a lot of moving parts, a lot of considerations. All good, happy about it. I'm gonna go. I'm exception. This isn't TV. Tune in for more of this, more not this. There is a chance there will not be a stream next Sunday. There definitely won't be a stream next Thursday. Like just flat out, it's not happening. But I don't know if there will be a stream next Sunday. There still should be, but be advised, it's nebulous uncertainty. For now, though, I'm gonna go. See ya in hopefully a week. Maybe Quinn will do something in the meantime. I don't know. I don't want to force Quinn to do anything, but Quinn has that power. Anyway, have a good day and good night.